Hello and welcome to Idea TV Midday News. I am Cynthia Bassi. We begin with the headlines. Federal government and NCDC partner to boost North Central mining sector. Federal government introduces new tariff measures to shield economy from global shocks. Morocco and Gabon seal digital skills and AI partnership. VODACOM urges action on Africa's ICT decarbonization. Nigeria reinforces leadership in West Africa border security drive, and Tanzania launches funds to support youth-led startups and in business. DABIRI-EREWA assures Silicon Valley investors of Nigeria's business readiness, and Strait of HORMUZ blockade pushes Nigeria's fuel prices higher. And in sports, Nigeria claims double handball glory at IHF Zone 3 Championships. And away from Africa, China growth rebounds, but Iran war clouds outlook. And lastly, U.S. Medicaid work rules spark uncertainty among states and insurers. And now the news in full. Nigeria's federal government is strengthening collaboration with the North Central Development Commission to unlock mining potential in the North Central region. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, disclosed this on Sunday in Abuja during a meeting with the Commission's leadership, noting that the partnership aims to drive investment, create jobs, and expand mineral processing. He said the initiative builds on the government's value addition policy, which encourages local processing of mineral resources to boost industrial growth and reduce raw materials exports. According to the minister, the sector has already contributed over $2 billion to the economy, while reforms under Bola Tinubu continue to focus on economic diversification and tackling illegal mining. The managing director of the commission, Cyril Senyil, described the partnership as key to sustainable development in the region. He proposed stronger collaboration and the creation of a special vehicle to drive mining projects as both sides seek to align resources and maximizes the economic benefits of the region's mineral deposits. Moving on, the federal government says its newly introduced 2026 fiscal policy measures are designed to cushion Nigeria's economy against rising global pressures triggered by the ongoing conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. In a statement ahead of the IMF World Bank spring meetings in Washington, D.C., the Ministry of Finance said the policy package includes targeted tariff adjustment aimed at reducing the cost of key industrial imports, supporting local production, and strengthening trade competitiveness. Finance Minister Wale Edun said the global crisis has disrupted energy markets and tightened financial conditions, pushing up inflation and raising costs for households and businesses. He noted that while higher crude oil prices may boost Nigeria's earnings as an oil exporter, the economy remains exposed to risks such as rising fuel prices, higher freight costs, and potential declines in foreign capital inflows. The government said Nigeria is entering a period of uncertainty from a stronger position due to recent reforms, including increased oil production and a liberalized foreign exchange market. It added that ongoing engagement with international financial institutions will focus on securing fairer global financing conditions and support for developing economies. In other news, Morocco and Gabon have signed a new agreement to boost cooperation in digital transformation and artificial intelligence. The deal was reached during the GTEx Africa 2026 held from April 7 to 9 in Marrakech, marking a key step in strengthening bilateral ties in technology. The partnership will focus on sharing expertise, knowledge, and best practices in artificial intelligence while also supporting capacity building programs. Both countries say the initiative will help develop digital skills and nurture innovation talents, particularly in Gabon's growing tech sector. Officials say the agreement reflects a shared ambition to use digital technologies as a driver of economic growth, while it's also expected to promote inclusive development and strengthen both nations' positions in Africa's evolving digital economy. VODACOM Group is calling for urgent action to cut carbon emissions in Africa's technology sector, warning that unreliable electricity and heavy reliance on diesel generators are slowing progress. In a new white paper released today, the company says many industries, including telecommunications, still depend on costly and carbon-intensive power due to weak grid infrastructure. The report highlights major barriers to decarbonization, including poor energy systems, limited financing, and regulatory challenges. It recommends reforms to attract private sector investment alongside increased use of renewable energy solutions such as mini-grids and power purchase agreements to support growing digital infrastructure. VODACOM says its own operations show progress is possible with significant reductions in emissions through renewable energy use and improved efficiency. Meanwhile, the company is urging stronger collaboration between governments and industry players to accelerate the transition, warning that coordinated action is critical to building a sustainable and inclusive digital economy across Africa. In other news, Nigeria has strengthened its role in regional border governance following participation in a high-level West African security meeting held in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. The Director General of the National Boundary Commission, Adamu Adaji, represented Nigeria at the four-day platform for the exchange and coordination of border area management meeting, which brought together border officials from across the region alongside international partners. Key discussions focused on improving cross-border cooperation, standardizing border management procedures, and addressing emerging security threats. The meeting also produced a three-year regional action plan aimed at strengthening peace, security, and collaboration among border communities within the ECOWAS region. However, Nigeria was noted to have played a central role in shaping the framework, reflecting its long-standing experience in cross-border coordination and its leadership position in regional security efforts. Still in Africa, Tanzania is rolling out a government-backed fund to support youth-led startups as part of efforts to grow its digital economy. The initiative was announced today by President Samia Suluhu Hassan with oversight from the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. The fund is designed to help young entrepreneurs access capital and take advantage of expanding telecommunications infrastructure. Authorities say it will support innovation across key sectors including online services, education, healthcare, and e-commerce. Officials say the program is expected to boost job creation and strengthen the country's digital ecosystem as Tanzania looks to empower its youth and accelerate technology-driven economic growth. We're going on a quick break now. The news continues when we return.
Toyin, have you heard of IDEA TV?
Yes, it is a specialized TV station, the first innovation television in Africa.
Oh, thank you. That's exciting, Am. IDEA is an interesting name, Hari. IDEA stands for Innovation Development and Entrepreneurship Africa. Even the normal meaning of IDEA is aligned to its work.
Facebook wasn't the first thing I built. I also built chat systems and games, study tools and music players, and I'm not alone. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before she finally wrote and published Harry Potter. I don't know how to build a dam. I don't know how to get 1 million people involved in anything. Well, let me tell you a secret. No one does when they begin. Ideas don't come out fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them. You just have to get started. Facebook wasn't the first thing I built. I also built chat systems and games, study tools and music players, and I'm not alone. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before she finally wrote and published Harry Potter. I don't know how to build a dam.
Toyin, have you heard of IDEA TV?
Yes, it is a specialized TV station, the first innovation television in Africa.
Oh, thank you. That's exciting, Am. IDEA is an interesting name, Hari. IDEA stands for Innovation Development and Entrepreneurship Africa. Even the normal meaning of IDEA is aligned to its work.
That's so cool. Nigeria and Africa needs this.
Correct. It's something special. It simplifies and brings science and technology to Africans.
Oh, exactly. We need this.
It sounds informative and educational. It is different from Nollywood, entertainment, and political TV.
I agree with you. It's so different. Instead of too much politics, it focuses on government policies that support development and their implementation.
Instead of too much showbiz, it presents technologies that support them.
I am excited. What are their key areas of focus?
IDEA TV focuses on research, innovation, science, technology, entrepreneurship, and related education and policies to the benefit of society.
Let's go and make more research about IDEA TV. You mean that they discuss the research and discoveries that comes out of universities and research in Nigeria and across Africa?
We have at least 270 universities and over 66 research agencies in Nigeria alone.
Apart from graduating students, we don't know what comes of these institutions in terms of research to support our development.
Does IDEA TV also shine light on innovation and policies of ministries, as well as innovation from the private sector?
It does all that. Also, it advocates for voiceless entrepreneurs and artisans. It also promotes STEM education for our children.
They have also trained many youth corpers and interns in their only 2 years of existence.
What is STEM education?
STEM is science, technology, and...
Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is IDEA TV Midday News. Now the rest of the news and business. Nigeria's Diaspora Commission says the country remains open and ready for global investment with assurances that it offers strong opportunities for innovation, growth and economic returns. The chairman of the Nigeria's in Diaspora Commission, DABIRI-EREWA, gave the assurance in Silicon Valley, United States during a pre-Africa Diaspora Investment Summit event. She told investors and Nigerian professionals abroad that government policies under the Renewed Hope agenda are designed to strengthen diaspora engagement and create a more enabling environment for business and technology partnerships. The event held in California brought together investors, policymakers, and innovators focused on linking Africa with Silicon Valley. DABIRI-EREWA also encouraged a shift from remittances to long-term investments in Nigeria's development, stressing that the country is leveraging its diaspora network to drive innovation, diversify the economy, and expand opportunities in key sectors. Still in business news, the blockade of the Strait of HORMUZ by the United States following failed talks with Iran has triggered a fresh surge in global crude oil prices, with Brent crude rising above $103 per barrel. The development has sent ripple effects across global energy markets, given the waterway's role in transporting about a fifth of the world's oil supply. In Nigeria, the impact has already been felt, with petroleum prices expected to climb further as import and production costs rise, while industry operators say the increase is being driven by tighter global supply as well as domestic crude allocation constraints that have limited feedstock availability for local refining. Analysts warn that without policy intervention, pump prices could rise sharply in the coming days, worsening inflationary pressure on households and businesses. The situation adds to existing concerns over energy security in Africa's largest oil producer, as global market volatility continues to reshape fuel pricing dynamics. And now in sports news, Nigeria's junior handball teams have secured a double triumph at the International Handball Federation Trophy Africa Zone 3 phase competition held in Lome, Togo, with both the under-18 and 20 sides emerging champions. The under-18 team delivered a dominant performance in the final, defeating Ivory Coast 32-19, while the under-20 side followed with a 39-29 victory over Benin Republic to seal back-to-back titles for Nigeria. Both teams have now qualified for the continental stage of the competition, with officials describing the victories as evidence of Nigeria's growing strength in grassroots handball development and youth sports investments. And lastly, away from Africa, China's economy is expected to post stronger growth in the first quarter of this year, with output projected to rise by 4.8%, up from 4.5% in the previous quarter. Economists say the rebound is being driven mainly by solid export performance, with official data due for release on Wednesday. However, the outlook for the rest of 2026 is weakening as the ongoing conflict involving Iran begins to weigh on global demand and corporate profits. Analysts warn that rising oil prices and persistent uncertainty could slow growth to around 4.6% for the year, despite Beijing's target range of 4.5 to 5%, while China is better cushioned than many economies. Due to strong reserves and policy controls, pressure is already emerging. Higher energy costs are squeezing factory margins, and weaker global demand could hit exports, raising concerns about sustained recovery in the world's second largest economy. States and health insurers in the United States are awaiting detailed federal guidance on new Medicaid work requirements due to take effect next year amid concerns over funding timelines and system readiness. The policy requires some beneficiaries to work or volunteer at least 20 hours weekly to maintain health care coverage. The measure, introduced under President Donald Trump's administration, is still missing key implementation details, including exemption categories, verification methods, and reporting systems. Officials say this lack of clarity is creating planning challenges, with industry experts warning that the allocated $200 million may not be sufficient for states to build the required compliance infrastructure. Several states, including Iowa, Utah, and Georgia, have begun preliminary preparations, while insurers such as United Health Group, Aetna, Elevance, Centene, and Molina are expected to play a central role in communication and enrollee management. However, analysts say most states are still awaiting final federal rules expected in June, raising concerns of a phased and uneven rollout across the country. And now that's all we have for you on Idea TV Midday News. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Federal government and NCDC partner to boost North Central mining sector. Federal government introduces new tariff measures to shield the economy from global shocks, in Morocco and Gabon seal digital skills and AI partnership. VODACOM urges action on Africa's ICT decarbonization, and Nigeria reinforces leadership in West Africa border security drive. Tanzania launches fund to support youth-led startups and in business. DABIRI-EREWA assures Silicon Valley investors of Nigeria's business readiness, and threat of HORMUZ blockade pushes Nigeria's fuel prices higher. In sports, Nigeria claimed double handball glory at IHF Zone 3 Championships. And away from Africa, China growth rebounds, but Iran war clouds outlook. And finally, U.S. Medicaid work rules spark uncertainty among states and insurers. And don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Cynthia Bassi. Thank you for watching.